This is a place.
This is the place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place. Welcome to this week's episode of This is a Place podcast. My name is Nate, and with me is a guy who thinks French fries are the best. Brandon.
French fries, huh?
With the right sauce. But you're saturated with friends?
I've got a good bag of friends.
Some are small, some are medium, some are large.
Some are sweet.
Some are sweet. Some are frozen. Well, they are frozen if they live in the Arctic Circle.
Hey!
Oh yeah, I brought it back.
Getting it out of the way real quick. Before we get to the Arctic Circle, we gotta say something about it. This is our third time recording an Arctic Circle episode.
The third time? Oh, because we did the first one, right?
Yeah.
You hated it?
Well, so early days of the podcast, we had $5 microphone adjusted for inflation. Pretty bare bones microphone, and we recorded a couple episodes and scrapped them all because then we upgraded to a little better microphones and re-recorded the episodes. So we did that with Arctic Circle. We recorded it, then we re-recorded it, and then we decided to never release it. And do you know why we didn't release it?
I feel like we recorded a couple or 2 or 3 episodes at once, and then better stuff just kept popping up that we wanted to do, and we kind of had that as a rainy day, don't have time to do an episode. But now it's so outdated. But if you're a Patreon, we will release that episode to you.
You can listen to that raw early day footage. I'm going to tell you the real reason why Arctic Circle got booted, because I know what it is.
Oh, you do know?
I do know.
Okay.
Early days of the pandemic. And it was actually a different episode that we booted it for. And do you know what that episode was? We did a training table episode and decided to shelve the Arctic Circle episode. Which is kind of funny, because training table is in the news again.
It's back.
But hold on.
Okay,
Don't be so fast to say it's back. Because I heard through the grapevine, aka another podcast, American Forked Podcast, they've got the inside scoop. Because they got a friend at JCW's. And JCW's is basically...
Oh.
Arctic
Circle. I know, sorry. I know the guy who supplies JCW with their meat. Anyways, keep going.
You should have the inside scoop too, but...
I know. I completely forgot and didn't think about that. Sorry.
It's fine. Anyways, I listen to their podcast, so shout out to them for breaking the news to me. Train Table isn't coming back. But they are going to start slow by bringing back fry sauce that you can buy in the store.
Huh?
That's the word on the street. And if that's the case, that's so stupid. Because everybody is so excited for Train Table to come back. And you can buy any fry sauce. It's not going to be anything special. You can just go to Arctic Circle and get fry sauce, and it's going to be... You can go to JCW's and get the same quality fry sauce. So if all they do is sell fry sauce in the store, that sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
This was the biggest fail in a marketing campaign in all of history.
Yeah, what you're going to do is take off a bunch of people.
I hope that's not the case.
I hope it's not either, because that'd be like The Office saying coming soon and have like all the actors in today like picture of them, and then all it is like a new version of the DVD or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, don't tease us making us think that it's coming back, and then all it is really a condiment that's coming back.
Yeah, that would be the worst.
Because I mean, people have already like cleared their schedule to go get the cheese fries.
I've got not a countdown, but I do have. They put a countdown on their website to October 7th, which is the day whatever launches. Whether that's a new restaurant opens or it's just fry sauce. I mean, people are pretty hyped about it. Everybody's coming out of the woodworks and proclaim their love for Training Table all over again. So if they don't bring it back, I think people are going to be pretty ticked off. And I will not buy their fry sauce. I do hope that they actually do a full bring it back in some way, shape, or form. Number one, some good food, right? Pretty good food. Number two, we really need to redo that episode because that's the worst quality episode we had to date.
That is a fact. To be honest with you, I don't think I even listened to the full episode because it's not because of the content. Like you said, I think that's back when we had crappy microphones and the sound quality just wasn't there. Hopefully our sound quality is a little bit better
and it
now.
was also our first virtual episode that we did. And so we tried to do it online, and we didn't use Zoom. We used something else, and it just didn't go very well. So that audio is all over. So I would not recommend that judging our podcast off of that episode.
Yeah, so I remember, I think you, because we together bought a nice microphone because we were recording at your house, right? And then that hit. And I think
we were recording at the church.
At the church. But when we did it, that's probably the reason why, is because you had the nice microphone, I had a cheaper microphone, and it just didn't sound right. And I think that's what convinced me I need to go get another microphone. I think the next week I went out and bought my own nice microphone, knowing that it was going to carry on where we were not going to be able to see each other in person for a while.
Oh, yeah, good point.
With the pandemic. So
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I hope so. I think it would be a good thing. And if they don't open, then we're going to go open up the training booth and do our own place.
We'll do the mesa de entrenamiento.
My daughter told me today that she wants me to go to a restaurant that I've never been to before and order in Spanish or talk to them in Spanish.
That'd be a good prank.
But I don't know if she meant like just acting like I don't speak English and they wouldn't understand me. And so I said, you realize the odds are if you go to a fast food restaurant, they are going to understand me.
They'll understand you better.
And they probably will not believe that I don't speak English because they will know from my gringo accent. I told her what's fun sometimes is when they don't expect you to speak Spanish or understand what they're saying. So I'll either laugh or say something back and a few months ago I went to Little Caesars with a coupon code for my text messaging. I don't know if I already talked about this on the podcast, but the lady looked at me like, I don't know what this text club thing is or whatever, and it's got to be fake. Did I already say the story? Assuming that you didn't listen to that episode or the listeners haven't. So she turns to her manager and starts talking to her in Spanish saying, I think this guy's lying to me and he's got this fake code or something like that. And I chirped back saying, I've got it on my phone in Spanish, right? You can look right here. And she kind of went, like she had this weird look on her face and felt a little embarrassed. And then they called the store manager or owner and he's like, yeah, that's a legit code. It's this part on the screen, and gave it to me. But
you should have got 2 codes.
But you would think, I probably mentioned this before, living in Utah and you speak a foreign language, you got to be careful going out in public in Utah. Because there's odds are somebody in the room, if you're in a large room, is going to be able to understand you. And they may not look like they come from the country the language originates from.
Right. This is completely unrelated, but a funny tangent. Have you ever seen that comedian? He did the dry bar. He's done the dry bar comedy a couple times, but he's got cerebral palsy.
Oh, Josh Blue?
Yeah, Josh Blue. That's his name. I was watching a couple of his routines the other day, and I really liked the one where he was at the restaurant. Everybody did their order, and then somebody looked to him And then they looked back at another person at the table and they said, "And what will he be having?" And the person's response was, "I think he'll be liking to speak to your manager."
Oh, yeah, he is funny. I think he won Last Comic Standing. I think the last time they did it.
Oh yeah.
So he's a funny guy, and I like the fact that he is pretty much clean too. It's nice.
Yeah, he's pretty clean.
It's nice seeing comedians that can be funny without being vulgar. Someday I'll get to that point.
Let's say we talk about Arctic Circle. Finally, our third attempt. Third time's the charm.
It's gonna happen. I was saying the reason I thought, hey, this is a good time to do this episode is a few weeks ago there was an article published about fry sauce and where it actually originated from, and the consensus was that it came from Arctic Circle. So here we are.
I didn't even know that they could have ketchup up there. Thought it'd be too cold.
Ketchup doesn't freeze, does it? Sorry, another tangent.
All right, let's do another tangent.
Ketchup. You said ketchup. Popped something in my mind. The other day, my son, Bronco, the funny one. Like he people do it. They make mustard sandwiches, right? You ever seen that? People make mustard sandwiches? My cousin used to do it when I was little, and just like, and I didn't like
That's
mustard
disgusting.
back then.
I still don't like mustard.
So he used to do that. He used to like mayo and mustard, and he'd put like, sometimes he would even put meat on it. He just likes it. So I'm like, fine. So the other day, he's like, "Where's the ketchup?" And I'm like, "What do you need ketchup for?" And he goes, "I'm going to make a ketchup sandwich." And I'm like, "Ketchup sandwich?" And he goes, just don't even think about it. And I'm like, okay.
Did he get his ketchup sandwich?
I guess he did. But I'm like, ketchup sandwich? Like, and he's like, "Just don't think about it." Like, you got it, dude.
I
really
dip
don't want
bread in fry sauce. So I guess I've had a fry sauce sandwich.
Yeah.
It's
That's
usually
true.
some
It's
kind
just
of a
mayo and
toast.
ketchup.
Or a bun.
Yeah. Like if when I do go to Arctic Circle and if the sandwich or whatever doesn't taste good, just dip it in the fry sauce and you're fine. You know what I mean?
Instantly better.
Instantly better. So, I mean, it used to be a fairly cheap sandwich. I think it was like $1.50 for their country chicken sandwich. They're basically basic chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Like on its own, it's not very good, but if you dip it in fry sauce, it's edible.
Edible.
Or you put fry sauce on it, I think it's edible. So
I want to ask this because I'm very picky with fast food, particularly burgers. And so I generally only go to places that do flame grilled. So Arctic Circle burgers is not on my radar. When we did the episode back at the beginning of the podcast, I did go, but that was the last time I've eaten at Arctic Circle. I do go frequently for shakes, but I don't eat the food. However, you went today,
I did.
believe, and partook of the food. So I'm anxious to hear your take on it.
Yeah, I picked up, taking my daughter home from soccer camp, and she usually wants an ice cream. I'm like, "Oh, we're getting ice cream. Let's go to Arctic Circle." But then on the way there, I was like, I'm also really hungry, so I might as well get a ranch burger. But my thoughts are two places that I really, really like, and I don't go there very often to either one, but like I said, I really do like it. But every time I eat there at one of these two places, Alexa did not like that comment. Every time I go to one of these two places, after I eat, I feel like crap. Like, I just don't feel, I feel very sluggish, and like, kind of like when you eat too much candy or something like that, like you just feel like, is there a word for that you can think of?
My diet.
My diet?
My diet.
What do you mean your diet?
My diet consists of mostly candy and me feeling.
Oh, your diet. Okay, you're making a joke. I was going to say,
a joke.
I'm saying, what's the word? I'm like, my diet? I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Wrestling.
That's not the word.
Yeah,
I
I
know
just
what
feel
you
very
mean, though. It's
sluggish,
just
like very like I don't know, like almost like gross. I
yeah.
don't know how to explain it. And the two places are is one, Wiener Schnitzel's. Every time I
Oh,
eat there, I'm just like I just don't feel good after, but I love it. And Arctic Circle is the other place. Every time like I eat there, like I eat outside of the shakes, I just feel like sluggish and like ugh. But
I
I
didn't
don't
put
have that
something good in my
problem.
body.
Yeah, but I don't have that problem when I go to McDonald's or Carl's Jr. or something like that. But so I'm not dissing Wiener Schnitzel's and or Arctic Circle. I still love the places, and I would go there all the time. But I just never feel like amazing after I leave there.
So that was it. So you're not feeling very good right now.
No, it's usually like an hour or so after. Like I said, when you feel like when you eat a bunch of candy, and then once it like gets through your system, then you're fine. So I feel fine now. But like the first like hour after eating there, and just like, oh man, I don't feel amazing. Um, but I did get the ranch burger combo. You have to get that. I love the ranch burgers at Arctic Circle, and got my
The
fries and my
Angus,
drink.
it's Angus, right? Angus meat,
Angus beef.
Angus beef.
Angus beef. My daughter got the country chicken sandwich combo, so she didn't eat all of it. And so what did I do? I ate the
You,
rest and
you
dipped
did.
it in fry sauce. And maybe that's it. Maybe I have way too much fry sauce, and that's what makes me feel kind of ucky after. But it's good. I could eat I don't know how many ranch burgers. It's got to be one of my favorite burgers to eat, fast food wise.
Hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't top the Big Mac for me. I'd rather have a Big Mac, but ranch burgers a close second to Big Macs for me.
It's got that special sauce on it, right?
Yeah, which is really to me just fry sauce. I think it's with a bunch of mayo and ketchup or something like that.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. When I
um,
went, like I said, I'm picky, but I did have it last time, and last time I remember it was good. It's not something I'm in a rush to have again, but I mostly go to Arctic Circle for the shakes.
above the rim,
Maybe
right? Is that what they call them? Above the rim shakes.
above the rim shakes, right? Maybe before we get too much into it, we should talk about some origins. What is
Yes.
Arctic Circle? And you were talking about this a little earlier that it started by a man named Don Carlos. So Don Carlos Edward got his start in the food service business on, hey, this is actually fitting. What day he started was Pioneer Day 1924, when he opened a cart to feed people during the festivities. In 1940, he opened a permanent food stand called Don Carlos Barbecue, and in 1950, he opened his first Arctic Circle restaurant. And that article that you sent over and everything else points to, at least in Utah, in this region, Don Carlos started the fry sauce trend. I don't think he can claim to have ownership over the concoction of mayonnaise and ketchup, because that exists in South America, I think somewhere in Europe as well. But for its prevalence here in Utah, I think he's the guy to thank.
To thank for fry sauce.
Yeah, fries. The guy who started Arctic Circle and who
Well, he's the guy that started Arctic Circle, but the guy who invented the fry sauce is named Ron Taylor. So
Ron Taylor.
Taylor worked at Arctic Circle in Provo in the 1950s and came up with the recipe for fry sauce after experimenting with different ingredients.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was actually the guy that started Arctic Circle.
So when they opened up the Provo location in 1955, Ron Taylor was a family friend, and he manned the night shift. And one day, they were bored at work and needed something to do because it was really slow. And I guess they've always been allowed to experiment as they worked. So they started making different sauce combinations from liquids they found in the kitchen. And when the dust settled, the boys had them some sauce.
Dust is the secret ingredient then?
The dust settled in the sauce and it became known. So it was 2 parts mayo, 1 part ketchup. And one thing we failed to mention too was like the white sauce, which was kind of a mayo sauce, but it's a secret recipe as well. So Ron Taylor's parents actually ended up buying the Arctic Circle, and they changed the name to Stan's Arctic Circle Drive-In, and they started. That's where the kind of fry sauce started, because they started giving it as fry dip to the customers. And then headquarters got wind of it, and then rest is history. But I think at one point they started mixing the secret white sauce with ketchup, and that's what their fry sauce became. But at the end of the day, it's mayo and ketchup, right?
With the exception of they've got a couple, one or two other varieties, right?
Right now, I think they have the original fry sauce, and then they have Chipotle fry sauce. So normally when you go to Arctic Circle, if you dine in, they'll have, like most restaurants do, they have like a ketchup dispenser. Today when we went, they did not have the dispenser operating. They would give you, and the packets now they have, back when I was a kid, the packets were kind of small. They were little tiny cups. I felt like you had to have like 20 of them to eat your fries with. But now they're a bigger cup, the pre-packaged ones. But since they didn't have the dispenser going, they gave us like 2 packets. And I know some places when you go and get fry sauce, if you want extra, they charge you for it. So I'm like, well, that's never been a thing in here. So I went up to the counter because my daughter wanted more fry sauce. The packet I got was enough for my fries, but she wanted more. Because you know kids, they like to have fry sauce with their fries. Fries with their fry sauce. Does that make sense?
I always need to have more than I know I'm going to need just to make sure I don't run out.
And sometimes I wonder if they're eating fry sauce, it's plain fry sauce, or plain ketchup, because they just drench their fries in whatever sauce they have. So I went up to the counter and I'm like, oh, so do you have to pay for extra fry sauce? He's like, no, you just need to ask for it. And then I said, hey, do you have any other flavors anymore? And he said, I have Chipotle. So he had to go to the fridge and pull out the Chipotle. So I don't know why the regular fry sauce can be out on the counter, but the
probably because they
Chipotle
churn through it so fast.
Or maybe they don't want people to see it or know about it. I don't know. But I wasn't a huge fan of the Chipotle fry sauce.
Yeah, don't think I am either.
Just didn't. My daughter said she actually liked it, and I'm like, no. Chipotle
I'll
type
take the
sauce.
OG.
Yeah, absolutely. That Chipotle to me belongs like on a sandwich or like a steak sandwich or something like that. But
or in the waste paper basket.
Or in the trash can, one of the twos. Option's yours. But the original fried sauce, it's pretty good. I just remember talking about the old small cups. Because, I mean, Arctic Circle, when you go there, it is fast food, but they're not as fast as the other restaurants, so you usually have a little bit of waiting time. And I remember going back to Scone Cutter, they had the similar fry sauce packets as well. So I think I mentioned this in the Scone Cutter one. I would make little cheerleading pyramids, just like stack them up while I was waiting for my food at either Scone Cutter or Arctic Circle. But
you want to hear my shady practice that I have?
Yes.
Oftentimes, I will go to places that do not have fry sauce. For example, McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And I will park and go into Arctic Circle. I mean, not being purposefully deceitful, but maybe they're thinking I just didn't get enough in the drive-thru. And so I run in and ask for some. And like you said, they don't charge you, so I just get my fry sauce and I'm on my way.
And as you're leaving, you ask for a courtesy cone too, right?
Oh, that's what I should do. It's not very frequently that I do that, but there have been times when I'm like, I really need some fry sauce. But I look at Arctic Circle, them providing fry sauce is kind of just a community service.
Well, if they are the original, then it's like it's insulting if you don't have the original.
Yeah. And I apologize to everybody that they now charge for fry sauce because of them finding out about my tactics.
No, they don't charge.
They're going to charge after they hear this.
They will eventually charge.
Because they realize people just go there for the fry sauce.
probably only in Utah, but a lot of the Carl's Juniors, at least the ones
Yeah.
I've been to, they'll have fry sauce. But we went to the one in Jordan Landing the other day, and they don't have it anymore.
When I was there the other day, they had it. It depends
Maybe
on
they
the
were out
day.
of it.
Depends on the
Okay,
day they'll have it.
maybe it depends on if the workers want to make it or not.
Probably. And then the same
Okay,
for Five Guys, at least here in Utah, always has fry sauce. At least in
okay,
Jordan Landing,
well,
which I appreciate.
that's interesting. Well, the lady said they don't do it anymore, but maybe she just wanted the guy to go away.
Probably.
I don't think we got fries that day, so it didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But
But pivoting on, I mean, Arctic Circle is more than just fries, and we've talked about burgers, but you mentioned above the rim shakes, and I think they're a pretty good shake.
yeah, I
They,
like them because it's kind of like your mama papa. Like,
yeah, like you're on a long Utah road trip and you stop by that local diner burger
yeah,
joint. I think it still has that same quality. I mean, my favorite is always. I mean, my memories are always going to Arctic Circle after the priesthood session and getting a malt or something. But I mean, I'd say at least once a month we go to Arctic Circle to get just some ice cream or a lime Ricky because those are also delicious. But I really love them especially during the spooky season because like to get my pumpkin spice shake on.
that's right. I couldn't remember what shake they had that you liked so much.
That's the one.
That was it, pumpkin spice.
And they just kind of resonate for me as a Halloween type place because I'd always see the commercials too when I was a kid of the pumpkin, the lights that they
Square,
do.
the square pumpkin. Did they call it square pumpkin
I,
meal? Is that
I
what it's
think
called?
something like that. Yeah,
Do you know that they claim to be the first fast food restaurant to do a kids meal?
I do know that because we talked about it in the previous recording.
But they don't know about that. Come on, Brandon, act surprised.
But I don't think they give great toys except in during the Halloween months. And then they do bunny stuff during the spring too. Some kind of
Yes, yeah.
Easter thing that they do now. Have you been out to? They have a newer kind of, I guess you could say, hipper Arctic Circle location that they built in
Bluffdale.
Bluffdale. Is that where it's at?
Yeah, it's literally like I drove by it this morning. It's literally next door to the pickleball courts.
Ever been?
Um, no, but when I was driving this morning, since we're doing the episode today, I drove by it and it was closed because it was early in the morning. But I don't feel like they did anything too different with their floor plan from other locations. It looked very similar, just obviously a lot more updated and newer.
Right.
But I swear the sign used to say like two drive-throughs. So I don't know if they're kind of copying the McDonald's style where they had those two drive-throughs
Chick-fil-A.
or Chick-fil-A and all those places. But um, it looks nice. And it's like literally the only fast food restaurant in that little small area of Bluffdale for a mile or so. So I bet it's getting probably pretty good traffic with that neighborhood right there.
Yeah. I think what's nice about Arc Circle is it's just something that's consistent. Something I don't think anyone wants to see go away ever. They're not probably an industry fast food leader. They late at night, their line's always long. Everybody going for the streets, and I don't think they have to do a whole lot to change and innovate. They're just kind of consistent. They do different shakes every now and then. They did a Dunford collaboration at one point, which was
Yeah.
pretty good.
They usually have a monthly shake flavor, right?
Yeah. We are still a little sad that they don't do Twix shakes anymore because those were pretty bomb.
Oh, bummer.
But yeah, they're consistent. You can get a good hot, cheap corn dog. It's pretty good. They actually have. I feel like
Yeah.
they've done some new stuff recently. I think they have tots now.
I think you're right.
I don't know if I've ever had the tots. Just Yukon Gold
That's-
fries is all I've had.
Yeah.
So they do new stuff.
Well, one thing they do different they've always done is that they have fish and chips, halibut and fries,
Right.
which a lot of other fast food places don't have. And they have a taco salad in that taco shell bowl thingy. So it's a little different than you would get going to another burger joint that's
Right.
fast food. But one thing I wish that they would do again. Do you know where I'm going with this? Back in 1997,
Oh, I know where you're going.
they did an all-you-can-eat ranch burgers, cheeseburgers, and fries, and it was, well, who knows what $8 is worth today? For 1997, $8 today would be, but I would pay $15 to go do that. So I remember, so anytime, and it comes up a lot because it's one of the most iconic movies of all time, Titanic. So we went and saw Titanic as a family. Arctic Circle was across the street from the theaters, so that's where we went and did the all you can eat. So every time somebody talks about Titanic, I automatically go to Ranch Burgers at Arctic Circle. So I don't know if they did it more than once. I feel like they did it a couple times, but I just can't see that being a profitable business, especially here in Utah, where
I think people
we
have
love our
gotten
fast food.
bigger since 1997, and things like that are not
This
as
is
profitable
true.
because people can put the food away.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely eat. The bigger, like the fatter I am, the less I can eat. The more in shape I am, the more I can eat. They even used to, changing subject a little bit. McDonald's on 70 South in the freeway. I think they copied like the California idea for a while, where you could get like Tuesdays cheeseburgers were like 30 cents, and Thursday cheeseburgers were like 40 cents each. So you can,
Wow.
that was, gosh, 20 years ago though. So I wish that would come back too. Life was so much simpler back in the 90s, Brandon. If you only knew.
I got a glimpse of it. Truly was simpler time.
Yeah, in 1990, because I just saw a commercial for Little Caesars, you could get 2 full pizzas and a Crazy Red for $9.98. That doesn't happen anymore.
Mm-mm.
So it's probably a reason we got fatter as a society, because it was just so cheap back then. But now it's expensive. Now it's expensive, and we're getting thinner, right?
No, I'm not getting any thinner.
No.
Yeah, I feel like Arctic Circle, they're a staple of the Utah community. They've got locations in Nevada, Wyoming, bunch in Idaho, Arizona, Oregon, and Washington. They've got quite a few locations throughout the state, some that have gone away. We talked about the one on 54.
There was one on 78th in Redwood. That's now
The,
Alberto's or Beto's.
Yeah.
And then
Or
the
there's
one
that
on
one out
54th,
in
which is,
Midvale. Is that the one you're talking about? Off of State Street? Kind of by Moochie's?
oh yeah.
And that one's something else
Um,
now. It's still a hamburger place.
Well, even
but-
the one I'm talking about, all you can eat ranch burgers is gone. The one we went to over in Sandy is gone.
Yeah.
So
But then they opened one in
still
Bluffdale, so
have-
they're still going strong. And I'm happy about that. Happy that I can still go get my above the rim shakes. And maybe
well, you need to sign up for their e-club so you can get their coupon every month. Is the buy one get one free shake?
so here's my hack for
Some
that.
money.
I've tried to sign up for the e-club, but I never get the emails for some reason. But what you can do is go to the website anyway and just show them that you pull up the website and you get the coupon.
Well, I don't think it's the buy one get one free. It's usually $1
Oh,
off.
buy one get one free?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to get on that.
Every month. It's the same coupon every month. Buy one get one free. Small shake.
Huh. Yeah, well, I need to get on the e-club then. I think I've tried.
But I do like that they have the online coupons, because I used to work. I think the busiest Arctic Circle is the one on is it 9th East and 40th South? Anyways, or 7th East, over there somewhere. There's a big office complex there in a little strip mall with restaurants. But yeah, I used to work in that office building right there, and I would walk across the parking lot almost every day for lunch. I think I put on a lot of weight when I worked at that building. But I'd always have my coupons with me. And it's nice now that they're online, so you don't have to worry about carrying those around.
Yeah, where was the... We talked about it, but where's the first Arctic Circle? It's not there anymore. Wherever the original one was.
Was it Provo?
No, it was downtown Salt Lake.
It says Edwards opened the first Arctic Circle location in 1950, just off of State Street.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where it was. I used to have the information, but wherever it was, that location isn't there anymore. Yeah, they've had the logos changed a bit over the years. Used to actually have, I don't think it even has any semblance of or didn't it have like a rainbow?
Yeah, and apparently there used to be like a chicken with a cowboy hat was their mascot.
Oh yeah,
AC Bird.
That is correct.
Which, if you want to, you can.
Where the good stuff is.
His name's Rick. Where the good stuff is. Is that what it says?
That used to be their slogan. Might still be their slogan.
Yeah. But I was gonna say that Rick is the grandson of Don Carlos Edwards, and he has a Facebook page called Don Carlos Arctic Circle, and apparently he's really knowledgeable in the Arctic Circle trivia.
It's almost like we should have had him on the episode.
I know, I feel like a missed opportunity, right?
Yeah. That's okay.
Maybe we'll have to record our 4th episode of Arctic Circle.
This one's not going to be released either. You guys aren't even listening to this right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I found a picture of the old one. There's the old logo with the rainbow-looking thing.
Yes, that reminds me of my childhood. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We appreciate Arctic Circle, what they do. They're kind of remind me of... I don't see a lot of advertising for them.
Well, they do. I mean, they have their fair share of commercials on TV, but it's not...
Not as prevalent.
I mean, sure, their marketing budget isn't as big as Burger King or McDonald's.
Yeah.
But they still have a budget.
I would love to go to their corporate headquarters. They're off of... What is it, 78th?
70th.
70th and right off the freeway.
Right by McDonald's.
Yeah. Wonder where they go for lunch.
That's funny too. Yeah, my neighbor growing up, he was, I want to say, the VP of Arctic Circle. So for Halloween, that's what he would hand out was free hamburger coupons to Arctic Circle.
And he got you good. He made you a lifelong customer.
Yes, sir. Well, he made sure I came to his house every Halloween, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, keep it up, Arctic Circle.
Yes. And even though I don't feel amazing after I eat there, I will still continue to eat there. Still love it. And if you want to, just let me and Brandon come do all you can eat ranch burgers. You don't have to advertise everybody. Or you can make an exclusive package just for This Is a Place.
For our Patreon subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah, my one last thing I have to say, my aunt worked there, I think in high school. And she worked with the guy who opened Woody's. And so I can imagine a lot of Woody's food was inspired by Arctic Circle.
Huh.
So if you go to Woody's Drive-In,
We
just know that was inspired by Arctic Circle.
We need to talk about Woody's one of these times. Now I want a cheeseburger.
I might actually go get one now. I just might.
From Arctic Circle?
From Arctic Circle. Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
See you next week.